Welcome back to the Anfield Exchange, and it's finished Aston Villa 2, Liverpool 2. Is that a good point? I'm not so sure. I think it depends what we do against Man City on Sunday. Started from the beginning, obviously, it was a little bit of a surprise in the starting lineup to see Szoboszlai, Jones, Gravenberch and McAllister all in the team. I think it was pinned that Curtis Jones will play on the left-hand side. I don't think he necessarily did that as a left winger. I think it was probably more he wanted to compact the midfield. A team like Villa with players like Morgan Rogers, Tielemans and John McGinn, very good at getting the ball and running with the ball, especially Morgan Rogers. I don't think he wanted to be overrunning that midfield, and I think if he went like for like, potentially that could have happened. It was an opportunity for us to go 10 points clear. We've missed out on that opportunity. As things stand, we're 8 points clear in the league. Arsenal have got a game in hand on us. We both play this weekend though, which is interesting. So Arsenal play West Ham on Saturday, and then we take on Man City on Sunday. So we're gonna know more this weekend how the league table's going to be developing. I mean, I think what it does do is it makes that Man City game a must-win. And certainly the biggest game of our season so far. With the Jones and Szoboszlai sort of combination in there, I think that points to me towards Diaz and Gakpo, probably both starting against Man City. Probably seeing Diaz as the striker. But look, the game itself, Liverpool got off to a quick start. We were creating chances. We had a lot of the possession. We were playing with an intensity. And we have been doing that recently in the first half, and we're going to get into the second half shortly. But in recent games, we've seen it sort of drop off a little bit in the second half. So yeah, we got off to a quick start. I think Aston Villa gradually played their way into the game and started to get more of a foothold in the game and create chances. Liverpool took the lead, which is always nice. I must admit, I thought from when we scored the first goal, again, Mo Salah, he does it all the time. He seems relentless this season. He does it when he's not involved in the game too much, but I thought tonight Mo Salah was brilliant. Probably our man of the match, I'd say, tonight. I think there were some good performances in there. I thought McAllister did well. I thought Jota did quite well. Not man of the match worthy, but I thought he did quite well. Trent did well. We had some decent performances in there. Salah scored a goal. Obviously, it was a gift from the Aston Villa right back, Garcia. Give a ball to Jota. But I think it was deserved. Jota put it on a plate for Salah, and obviously Salah does what Salah does. Then Aston Villa sort of made a comeback and went at half-time 2-1 up. First goal from Tielemans. I was a little bit... I've watched it back and I'm still umming and ahhing as to whether Alisson could have done more. I think it was Gravenberch on the back post who's tried to head it clear and given it straight to Tielemans. I'm not sure. I think Alisson probably should be commanding his area a little bit more there and committing. You see him take a step forward as if he wants to come for the ball. I think he needs to commit and come and get that and take out anyone in his path, whether that be a Liverpool player or an Aston Villa player. And I think you prevent that goal. So yeah, for me, I think Alisson needs to do a little bit better there. I thought the first half there was a clear instruction that seemed to be working. I think the ball in behind, in the channel between the right back, the Aston Villa right back and the centre back, Jota was getting a lot of joy down that side. In behind, found himself one-on-one a couple of times. I know he blazed one high and wide. That's how we got the Mo Salah goal. So I thought it looked quite good for us in the first half. I thought Szoboszlai, what a player. He doesn't stop running. But I thought it worked quite well with Jones in there as well. Surprisingly, I didn't expect it to work that well. But we switched off. We went in at half-time 2-1. There was calls, and you're probably going to see it more on social media, for a handball from John McGinn in the lead-up to the goal. For me, look, it's clear it's a handball, but for me, you're not going to get that as a handball. VAR aren't going to go back that far and overturn that. And rightly so, I think. I think Liverpool had the opportunity, multiple opportunities to deal with the second goal. Obviously, the ball gets played out to Digne, puts a good ball into a box. Ollie Watkins makes a late run and gets his head on it. I think McAllister probably will be looking at that. I think Watkins ran past McAllister. Maybe he can pick that up and beat him to the ball. But yeah, look, I don't think it was the first half we deserved. I think it was probably unjust that we went in 2-1 down, but obviously we had to come out fighting in the second half. And I thought we did quite well. Trent scored our second goal to get the equaliser. We seemed to finally get a little bit of momentum going forward. I thought Arne Slot made a mistake. He was planning on bringing Conor Bradley on before Trent scored. I think when Trent scored and we seemed to gather a bit of momentum, he probably should have told Conor Bradley and Nunez to sit down. He didn't do that. He brought Bradley and Nunez on for Trent and Jota. I thought Trent, Salah and Jota were probably our most dangerous and looked like the most likely to score another goal. But then I think when you look back on it and you see Nunez and you see Bradley, I think within the first 5 minutes the left back had the ball. I think Salah's making his way across the sort of 18-yard box and Conor Bradley's on it with the press. And then you see Nunez doing the pressing as well. I think maybe what he was hoping for was that we would be a bit more aggressive with our press, which I think it did work momentarily. And then obviously, look, Bradley went off injured. It sort of, you bring Quansah on, it throws things off a little bit. Darwin Nunez, I don't know what we're going to do with Darwin Nunez. Szoboszlai put it on a plate for him and he's just skied it high and wide. Yeah, the Aston Villa defender were chasing back and put a slide challenge in, but it's an open goal. You've got to finish that. And look, if that's Alexander Isak, if that's Haaland, if that's any other Premier League striker, every single striker in the Premier League is going to put that in the back of the net. And I don't know. This isn't the first time we've seen Darwin Nunez miss a sitter. We give him the benefit of the doubt. But I think probably now his time has come. I do think he's probably going to leave in the summer to Saudi. There's been, look, I know is classed as banter, but there's been that video going around social media where Darwin Nunez has said to Luis Diaz, "Oh, show me the money," basically, to Saudi. And what I didn't like at the end of the game. Now, I've only seen this clip on social media, so I don't know if it's 100% accurate. I'd like to see a longer sort of version of it. But the Liverpool players are coming over to obviously applaud the away fans. And you see Darwin Nunez, he's just walking off, head in his shirt, not interested. It's the body language for me, it's the attitude that it doesn't seem to be there. And Liverpool fans have done nothing but support Darwin Nunez. Throughout his whole time at Liverpool, we've done nothing but support him. And yeah, I don't think that's fair on the Liverpool fans. I think the Liverpool fans have given Darwin Nunez a lot, and he's given very little back. So yeah, I was disappointed with that. And I mean, even Chiesa came over and applauded the fans. He didn't get on the pitch. He didn't play any minutes of football, and he's still there with the fans, with the Liverpool players applauding the fans. So yeah, I thought that was piss poor from Darwin Nunez. I think we need to bring a midfielder in the summer. I like our midfield. We've got a very good midfield, a very strong midfield, but we've only really got Curtis Jones, who seems to be covering all three of them when we need to give him a rest. We probably need a little bit more than that. In the second half, the midfield certainly looked like they were struggling. I thought there were a few times where Morgan Rogers picked up the ball, he's running at him, and they were trying to keep up with him, but they just couldn't do it. And I think that's probably a result of playing too much football. It worries me going forward in terms of how long we can get out of these midfielders for the rest of the season. I know there's only 12 games left in the season, but we've got another tough game at the weekend against Man City. If we drop off in the second half like we did there, we're going to get punished against a team like Man City. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Like I said, I touched on, I didn't think Trent coming off was the right decision to be made at the time. We didn't really see too much from Bradley. He then went off with an injury. Hopefully that's not too serious, but I think it's clear that Trent will be starting the game against Man City. Maybe that's why Arne Slot wanted to take him off when he did. I could only assume so. All in all, though, I thought it was probably a fair result. Again, Aston Villa had chances, Liverpool had chances. It was all in all a fair result. 8 points clear, 22 unbeaten in the league now. Arsenal can make it 5 points on Saturday. And if that happens, which it is likely, they're at home to West Ham. If Arsenal pull that gap down to 5 points, we need to go and beat Man City. We have to maintain this gap over the next 2 or 3 games. I think if we can be 5, 6, 7 points clear of Arsenal after the Newcastle game, I think we're in a very good position. But we need to go and beat Man City because Arsenal are not going to slip up this weekend. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you think of a performance. Darwin Nunez. There's a lot going on at Liverpool at the minute where I worry, is this another one of those campaigns where we look like we've run out of legs? We look like we've played too much football. And look, we've got one of the strongest squads in the league, I would say. But we've got one of the teams that look like we're struggling the most. Arsenal have got injuries to some key players, but Arsenal don't look like they're struggling in terms of legs. The midfield worries me a little bit, and I would argue, is it potentially time to give Gravenberch a rest, give McAllister a rest, bring Curtis Jones in, bring Endo in? I think the Wolves game was probably the one to do that, but then we won the game, so you can't really complain. We won the game. Would we have won the game if we'd have made them changes? I just think the guys in midfield really need to have a rest. Before I end the video, I just want to say, Mo Salah, what an absolute gem of a player. He was brilliant tonight. I thought his touches were fantastic. There was one instance where the ball's come over to him and he's trapped the ball. I think it's travelled 40 yards, 50 yards maybe, and he's just trapped the ball where he stood. It stopped dead. I mean, he looked brilliant tonight, and if Liverpool don't go on and win this Premier League and Mo Salah leaves, it will be an absolute travesty. Again, I don't know what the issue is. I don't know where we're at with the contracts. There's a lot of rumours saying that him and Van Dijk have already signed. I'm not sure if that's true. If Mo Salah leaves this club in the summer, Liverpool will struggle. Liverpool will struggle next year because we are so reliant on Mo Salah. Diego Jota is... I love Jota, but he's just not fit enough, and you can't rely on him. And because of that, we've got Nunez as backup. You can't rely on him either. Diaz isn't a striker. I think there's some serious work to be done this year. If we win a Premier League, fantastic. But we need to strengthen next year regardless of where we finish in the league. That's my opinion on it. We need a top-class striker. Potentially someone to replace Salah if Salah does leave. I don't think that will happen. I think we need another body in midfield, and we're probably going to need a right back, a left back, another centre back, and we've got a new goalkeeper coming in. So I think there's a lot of changes ahead in the summer. But let me know what you think about this game. Let me know what your thoughts are on Darwin Nunez and his antics. I was certainly not impressed, and I'll see you on the next one.